Grow 'em Big with Steve Bartylla. Brought to you by Huntworth and these other fine sponsors.
I talk a whole bunch about what whitetails want and need. Why? Because we address their wants and needs, and our property becomes a magnet that naturally attracts deer like crazy. The more we can address their wants and needs, the more our property draws them, especially when those wants and needs are not being met in that overall area. So what do whitetails want and need? They want and need food, water, a feeling of safety, a comfort factor, and breeding opportunities. Today, let's talk specifically about water. Well, a whitetail needs to consume water every single day or they will perish, or very close to every single day. But here's what many don't realize. There's water in this right here. As a matter of fact, a whole bunch of the content of this is what they get a whole bunch of their daily water requirements from the food they eat. As a matter of fact, unless you're experiencing a very harsh drought, most areas there does not have to be a water supply there. The whitetails literally get all they need from water simply from the food they eat. That said, adding water sources can make a very big difference. It makes a huge difference in drought situations. And even during normal times, when that whitetail can go ahead and get a drink of water, when it's nice, quick, and easy and what they want, you're darn right they are. So how can we go ahead and address this? If you have rivers and streams and ponds on your property already, you probably aren't lacking for water. If you don't, if you got a good clay-based soil, all you really got to do is go in there and dig a hole. You can dig a hole with nothing more than a shovel or bulldozer, backhoe, something like that. Just that quick, you got yourself a water source. You don't have to make this into a pond. All we're looking for is a puddle. Now, if you're in areas that suffer from blue tongue and EHD, you don't want to have these big mud flats around these water sources. In those cases, you can either rock them so you don't have the mud flats around the area. You can put down some type of, or you can go ahead and do nothing more than get a plastic 50-gallon drum, cut it in half and bury it to the lip. Pack the dirt around it good so that the water flows in. Put a stick in there so that any rodents that fall in can get out. And add a couple inches of dirt to the bottom of that tank, of that tub that you just buried. You're doing that so that the water is picking up the minerals from the soil as well. I'll tell you what, those northern states, you just made one of your very best rut stands you can.
Final thoughts, brought to you by Huntworth.
Water is most definitely vitally important to whitetails. Always remember, though, that they can get, under normal circumstances, everything they need simply from the food they're eating naturally. And during drought conditions, water can be mission critical. And frankly, during daily life, whitetails still sure seem to like water, to simply drink water. Adding a water source can be a difference maker. Just don't turn it into an EHD flat. If you're in an EHD state, instead, in the blue tongue and EHD states, either use plastic containers or make it so the mud flats are not around those water sources.